Bitcoin is not looking good. Guys, I'm going to be very honest with you in today's video. I don't think that Bitcoin is looking good for the remainder of this year, and I'm going to explain you exactly why. Okay, first of all, let's go directly to the weekly time frame because we just closed a weekly candle right here. And the crazy thing, guys, is that weekly candle is below a lot of key levels. So we have like the 200 week moving average. This is like the moving average, which used to act like a bottom in the bear market. Let me double check if we have it at 200 right here. And we can see that Bitcoin just closed a big fat red candle below this level, and this is kind of behavior in Bitcoin that we have not seen before. Like if we look at previous bull market, the crash in March 2020 came to that 200 week moving average. The bear market low in 2018 was also at the 200 week moving average. And yeah, the previous bear market, we actually broke below this level. That already was one sign that yes, it really looks like, and we got a lot of evidence for that the momentum on Bitcoin is fading. So the bullish momentum is getting less and less. Otherwise, you don't break below such key levels. And right now, we also like trading below the 200 week moving average. This is honestly not really a good sign for the shorter term time frame. That's also why I said in my previous videos, the moment we get that weekly close, which is right now, I'm going to turn bearish on Bitcoin until we can reclaim some nice levels. So let me bring out another moving average. This is the EMA ribbon on the weekly time frame, and we also got a weekly close below this level. And generally speaking, guys, when we do get a weekly close below this level, generally speaking, it's not really good. So right here we got a weekly close, and we are able to get up and retest this level, but afterwards we actually had a massive crash. Here we also broke below this level, and then this level just acted as resistance. So yeah, guys, on a weekly time frame, I gotta flip bearish on Bitcoin. That is just the most logical way to do with this price action. If we do like change and Bitcoin can reclaim these levels on a weekly time frame, I'm going to flip my stance from a bearish perspective directly into a more bullish perspective. This is not the only reason that I have for Bitcoin's bearishness, because when we go to the stablecoin dominance, and I think this chart is kind of shocking, is that we actually are in an uptrend already since 2019. And so far right here, it looks like we have a falling wedge formation, and it looks like we are breaking out this falling wedge formation to the upside. So this is definitely not bullish for Bitcoin too, because this shows that liquidity will flow in the direction of stablecoins. So we got a breakout right here. I already told in my previous videos, also over on WhaleAlerts, if we do get a breakout right here from this falling wedge formation, I'm going to hedge a big part of my portfolio back into stablecoins, and I already done that. I already put a part of my portfolio back into stablecoins because we went all in right here, exactly at the bear market low, and right now we are up from that low roughly a little bit over 60%. We were up over 100%, right? And we didn't take profits because we actually thought that Bitcoin could continue that uptrend. It couldn't. So right now we took profits over 60%. And I don't want to wait until Bitcoin just comes down to retest maybe these lows, or even just go to 20,000 US dollars and don't take any profits. I don't like that scenario. I really like that I can take profits when I see something in the chart that is not really right. It's not really bullish. Like this shouldn't happen in my bullish scenario. This shouldn't happen. And I made a wildcard video yesterday. If we do something like we did right here, where we just like at the end of the week it quickly bought up and like closed the week with a big wick to the downside, and the body of the candle still closes above the 200 week moving average, okay, that would be extremely bullish if you ask me. But yesterday we didn't see that. So yeah, I'm I'm turning right now as a midterm bear. Doesn't mean that in the shorter term time frame we can see a bounce in Bitcoin. So if we go to the 1 hour time frame, yes, this looks like a potential bottoming formation, and we could get a bounce right here to the upside. That would make sense if you ask me. I can open Whale Portal as well to have a look at what the signals on Whale Portal say about that. Funding, the confirmed funding is negative, live funding is positive, something to watch. You want to see them all negative. The premium index actually looking quite okay for bullishness, and the take by sell ratio went up, but we haven't seen that much being expressed in the price. So yeah, all in all, it's kind of neutral right here on Whale Portal. But this chart just confirms to me, like, yeah, unless this chart like breaks down, there is probably more downside to Bitcoin, for Bitcoin to come. Much downside for Bitcoin to come. Also, guys, what I want to share with you is the reason why Michael Burry shorted the S&P 500, and that is the following. Let me show you. This is the S&P 500 divided by the money supply. So that is a very important metric, because this takes inflation into consideration. And what we can see here is that every time we touched that top, basically that resistance level, we did it in February 2020, right before the March crash. We did it right here, December 2021, when we entered that 1 year bear market. Right now we touched it again. We also got rejected again from this level. If we right now continue to go down and lose this uptrend right here as well, yes, most likely we will see a big crash in the stock market. It's possible. I understand Michael Burry. I understand that he take his shorts right here at the top. Like, when I saw this chart, I was also like, damn, this is actually a really good moment to take shorts, because the S&P 500 just keeps getting rejected from that horizontal level. And like I said in the video before, guys, the video about China, we are getting country garden, we are getting problems in China right now. There are rumors going around of a new flu that is coming to our planet again. So September is the worst month for stocks and crypto. Like, it is well known that September is the worst month by far. So yeah, guys, I don't think this is looking all too bullish. We might in the next months just see crash Bitcoin, and the regular financial markets crash. Doesn't mean that we cannot like bounce in the shorter term time frame. So this really looks like a kind of bottoming formation with a triangle formation, and we can break out, maybe somewhat set a lower high and then get a rejection and then continue lower. That would definitely be right now the most likely scenario. If we go to the 4 hour time frame right here, we can also see that maybe on the stablecoin dominance we do get something like a bearish divergence, where we get one last run up right here. Also in the relative strength index, then we set a higher high in the price, lower high in the relative strength index. That would coincide maybe with something like a dip right here, and then we can maybe when the stablecoin dominance is retesting the falling wedge formation, we can get a small rally in the Bitcoin price, and until that rally is done, then we can see Bitcoin going back to lower levels. We want to see the sentiment really flipping bullish, so when Bitcoin breaks out to the upside again, everyone turns bullish on Bitcoin, and yeah, that's the moment that it can dump again. So yeah, guys, pretty honest video right here. Things are not looking that good. Shorter term time frame, yes, we might get a bounce, but the remainder of this year is just not looking all too good. Also, when I bring out another chart, that is the Bitcoin futures chart. Let me check where I can, where I have that one. That one is here. The interesting thing from the futures chart is that we actually have a gap above us opening at 27,500. So I wouldn't be surprised if Bitcoin just were to get up right here to fill that gap. We also got bullish divergence, but there is a big but. If we go to the 4 hour time frame, we scroll down and I go to March of this year, we also still have a unfilled gap. That is opening at roughly $20,000 US. And since we broke this channel to the downside, guys, I think it is very likely for Bitcoin to fill that gap. And we might even fill that gap next month when there is an announcement of a new crisis. And I think that is quite likely. Also, we've been looking at the Federal Reserve balance sheet and the money supply. Liquidity is drying up in every market, and if you want to prevent that as a Federal Reserve, you basically need a new crisis. You need to have a new reason to print money, and Bitcoin also need that to get launched into a new bull market. So if we don't get that money printing, guys, yeah, it sounds kind of ridiculous, right? But if we don't get that money printing, I also won't be that bullish on Bitcoin, because there's such a clear correlation between risk on and risk off assets. When the assets of the Federal Reserve going down, S&P 500 goes down, money is not being stimulated in the economy, then the investors' behavior is really fleeing away from all assets. They all go into US dollars, they all go into fiat currencies, basically. So, yeah. It's not the reality that we want, but it's the reality that exists, and that's why we have to we have to look at it as it is, right? That is very important. So we got a gap below us. I think in the coming weeks and months, most likely we are going to fill that gap. But like I said, shorter term time frame, we definitely can have a push to the upside to fill the gap at 27,500, maybe even come up till 28, maybe even 29k right here to test this level as resistance. That is definitely possible. I would expect that happen in the next coming days and weeks, so not too long from now I would expect that to happen. But I will also expect that Bitcoin is going to close this gap roughly at 20,000 US dollars. Guys, that was it for today's video. I hope you all enjoyed it. If so, if you enjoy these videos, make sure to always drop a like. That is very much appreciated. And if you are new and you are not subscribed to the channel, make sure to do subscribe, guys. That is very important, so we can stay connected during this bull market, but during the next bear market as well. I already planned right now, based on the price of Bitcoin, when to take profits in the bull market, when to re-enter in the next bear market, and when to take profits again after the next bear market into the next bull market. If you want to know that, guys, stay connected, subscribe, and wish you all a beautiful day, and I hope to see every single one of you in the next video.